Well, good morning, everyone. Please forgive us for the technical difficulties. Good to see you this morning. Happy Monday. This is the day the Lord has made, and the devil is busy on today. We are in our Fully Awake 365 devotional. Today is Monday, July the 29th. We are in the month of focusing on the inner kingdom. And today we're going to talk about the difference between faith and faithfulness. Good morning, my sister. Your hair looks fabulous today.
Oh, thank you.
It's a little higher. It's a little higher than normal.
It just depends on how I sleep on it.
Yeah, you got
Sometimes,
the
sometimes
it's a
my
wave.
wave is higher.
It's a wave of glory. It is. Yeah. I was watching the Olympic surfing from
Surfing, yeah,
Tahiti.
I watched a little bit of that
And
too.
when I woke up this morning, I thought your hair, it's like a surfer's wave. It's
It
just a wave
is.
of glory. All right. Well, we're going to talk this morning about the difference between faith and faithfulness. And it reminded me of a song by an artist, I think maybe in the late 80s or early 90s. Fantastic artist who is no longer with us, as many of our artists do seem to die a little early. Don't you just want to pray for all of our talented artists and say, Lord, they're so talented, comfort their hearts, silence their fears, put somebody in their life that they can talk to so they don't have to die before it's their time to go. And so that's sad for me. My sister and I mourn every year the passing of Prince and Michael Jackson. We were raised on Prince and Michael Jackson, and so I just wish I could have been at least one of their friends. Like, come talk to me. Let's talk through it. You're a creative soul. I know nobody gets you, but I get you. My mama, it's just like you. Like, I get it. Let's talk it out. But this is one of those as well. And I think but he left some wonderful music for us to cherish. And this was part of his kind of coming out and being his authentic self. See if you recognize the song and the artist. I don't hear it yet.
It's faint. Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
turn
it
yourself.
started and then it stopped.
Yeah, no, we're just having all around problems this morning. Apologies.
All around problem. So just go without the song.
If
Okay.
you're not hearing it, yeah, can you try one more time?
We'll go through the devotion, and if we can get back to it, we will.
I heard organ music. I think I know who it is, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, at the beginning. That's the beginning of the song. All right, LaDonna, give us our affirmation, and we'll give Brandy some time to work through this.
All right.
All right, we're hearing it now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're hearing it. Yes, we're hearing it. Okay.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play because I play them too. Oh, but I need some time off from that emotion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. Oh, when that love comes down with a devotion, well, it takes a strong man, baby, but I'm showing you the door. 'Cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith because I got to.
All right, there it is. Good song, great artist, pretty good dancer for a white boy. All right, talk to us, Brendan.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you everyone for being patient. I think actually our YouTube family was seeing and hearing us all along. So we were just working it out, but
Working it out. Sorry, people.
that's the way these things go sometimes. And we're just glad to all be together, even in the midst of some technology glitches. Okay, I don't see anyone on Zoom that has guessed, but Cheryl Hayes is on from Liverpool, and she said Gary said "Faith" by George Michael. So
Gary says from Liverpool. Gary says yes.
And Miss Laverne, Dr. Ray, and Myrna also guessed correctly. So that's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was George Michael, Faith by George Michael, fantastic artist. And I love that song. It's anytime we do a devotional, I'm like, ooh, there's other songs by that person. I want to remember the good songs that they brought us. All right, LaDonna, turn it to you.
You know who I thought you were going to do for a minute until you said he had passed away? I thought you were going to play Journey's Faithfully.
Faithfully. Yes, good stuff. Steve Perry. Yep.
That's some deep 80s. Okay.
Steve Perry's, yeah.
Our affirmation. Today, I know that having faith and being faithful are two different things. Both are required to create the reality I want for my life.
I'm forever yours. There it is.
Yes, Steve
Faithfully.
Perry. There
Yes.
we go. Journey.
There you got it all in my head. Thank you for doing that. I'll be singing that all day long. All right, faith and faithfulness. So faith can be a little bit difficult to understand at times. Faith is the substance of things not seen, the evidence of things hoped for. It's like, what does that mean? Well, faith is a journey. Sometimes faith is full of doubt. Faith can be full of questions and sometimes crises. Faithfulness is a little bit more, it's a little bit more understandable in a concrete way. Our faith, it has to be flexible. We go through seasons where we even deconstruct and reconstruct our faith. We get a bigger vision of God and we have to let go of the smaller ideas of God that we had. That's all part of the faith journey. But in faithfulness, it is really a system of just continuing to walk one step at a time toward a goal by doing small things like waking up, being to work, doing your homework, reading when you're assigned to do reading, being kind. All of these are just faithfulness that is kind of the footwork of faith. What we get is kind of the Apostle Paul describing and others describing the ideas of faith. I think it's bizarre too that the Apostle Paul goes through this whole kind of conversation in Hebrews chapter 1 about all the people of faith, and then he again in Hebrews chapter 11, by faith this person. I'm like, by faith Abraham did waver at the promise. What are you talking about? Of course he wavered. By faith Abraham did not waver at the promise. Yeah, he did. That's called Ishmael. Yeah, and so and of course that's in a cultural context as well. But faithfulness is a little bit different. And sometimes people, they kind of scoff at faithfulness, but lean toward crazy faith. I'm going to give one offering and all of my bad financial choices of the past 30 years are going to be cleared up in one offering. But that's a little bit esoteric and weird and almost irresponsible. Faithfulness is a little bit more concrete. The Apostle James, faith without works is dead. And then Martin Luther and others decided to call his epistle an epistle of straw, that it meant nothing. It should not even be canonized. It shouldn't be in the Bible. Why? Because sometimes we get so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good. We should have faith. We should work through our faith. We should walk out our faith. But we should also be faithful. Faithfulness helps with our faith. In Judaism, let me give you this little morsel, this nugget of truth right here, LaDonna. In Judaism, you don't get faith first. Faith follows the works. And so it is literally the saying in Judaism is the heart follows the actions. Okay. And so in essence, if we are to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, you may not understand that yet. You may not get that concept. Like, I don't love my neighbor as I love myself. I'm worried about me and my family. But just start going to your neighbor's house and checking on them, or if they need help cutting their grass, or going to the grocery store for an elderly person. As you start doing the work of that, the heart will follow. The heart follows the deeds, is the way it's said in Judaism. And so that's just a good way of saying we all should be faith people. We all should believe, and I get it. But the truth is, faithfulness is what feeds our faith. It's what really feeds the dream. Look down, if you will, at the last paragraph. It says, most of the time we see people being recognized for their accomplishments only after they have put in years of work. We see the result, but have little to no concept of what it took for them to get there. The preachers say you see the glory, but you don't know the story. We rest assured in every case, faithfulness on their part was required. It was a requirement. So I encourage you in your faith this morning to be faithful. Faithfulness is what allows our faith to be more fully understood and realized. All right, back to you, LaDonna.
Yes, okay. Our prayer this morning is, faithful God, help me to be consistently faithful over the plans and dreams I have for my life. I know this is the path to seeing them fulfilled. Amen.
So you got to have faithfulness. You got to have faithfulness.
Gotta have both.
My sister and I have such a deposit of my mother in both of us that like we just can't deny it. So I'm gonna make up little songs. It's just part of being Clarice's son. All right, thanks for joining us. Tuesday morning, our connection service in person and online at 11. Always a wonderful time together. Tuesday night, Jonathan Slocum on Bishop Carlton D. Pearson's The Gospel of Inclusion. Wednesday night, we continue our journey in Inclusion 101. Until we meet again. Here we go. Everybody remember Carol Burnett? Until we meet again. We love you guys. Have a great week.